way. Just take a minute, prep your space, and then come to your mat on all fours. Hands underneath your shoulders, fingers spread. So we'll meet here. You can take your time if you need to find something to put away. All right, nice. And then from all fours, fingers spread, tuck your toes, lift your knees. So you find a placement, hands and shoulders stack, and then bend your knees to hover. Inhale, straighten into plank. Exhale, knees to hover. Start to sink in with your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Draw your navel up so that your core is engaged and is supporting you. As you inhale forward into your plank and exhale down. Last time, inhale into plank. Exhale, bend your knees to hover. Inhale, this time press your hips back. Lengthen your arms to straight. Keep that gentle bend in your knees and then slowly start to straighten your legs. Relaxing your head down into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Nice. Yeah, let your head relax. Keep actively pressing into your hands and bend one knee and then the other, pedaling out your legs. So alternating. Feeling the stretch down the back of one leg and then the other. See if you can close your eyes. Focus into your breathing, your inhale and exhale, letting that breath initiate the transfer of the weight from one foot to the other. Start to feel your breath drawing all the way up. So this is an inversion right here. All the way up to the bottom tips of your lungs. So it's a little bit harder to pull that breath in. You don't have gravity to sink your breath down to the bottom. And then as you exhale, finding it a little bit easier to get that last drop of air out of your lungs. Now see if you can move a little bit slower. So as you pedal your feet, it's almost as though you were moving through mud or honey. At this next inhale, lift both heels. Pull your hips up as high as they'll go. Relax your head even more and then exhale. Drop your heels down any amount that they'll go. Keep that gentle bend in your knees. Wrap your elbows towards each other so that your biceps wrap forward. The eyes of your elbows shine towards the front of your mat. And if you like to look at your elbows, again, relax your head down. Keep that activation and an external rotation in your upper arms. Exhale. Notice how that external rotation in your upper arms gives you a little bit more broadening in your upper back. You start to feel almost a tugging down your side body from your armpit down to mid-ribs. Keep that engagement. Take another breath in. And exhale. At the bottom of your exhale, bend your left knee so much that it comes down to the ground. And then kickstand that left foot behind you out to the side. Bring your right foot down and line it up so your knee and your arch on the right side line up. Palm of your left hand also stays in that line. Press down through your entire right foot. See if you can flatten down that knife edge. And then inhale, reach your right arm up. Start to lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Exhale. Feel a heaviness, a weight stacking down into your left grounded palm. Inhale, reach your right arm up, and this time overhead. Keep reaching your fingers overhead and see if you can bring a little bit more weight, more stomping down into your back right foot. Start to feel an arch and opening all the way along your right side body, your top one. Next, inhale, start to hover that right foot off the ground. Feel your glute, your bottom glute engage. Take a breath in. Exhale, pull elbow to knee. Contract in your side body. Inhale, lengthen, get long. Exhale, contract, elbow to knee. And inhale, slow and controlled, exhale. Last time, inhale, pause here. Keep your right leg lifted. Start to bend the right knee coming back behind you. And you want to make sure your left leg was out behind you so you have a little bit more balance. You're going to reach your right hand back and see if you can capture your right foot. Pause once you get the capture. And then press more into your left bottom hand and begin to kick your right leg into your right hand. So I'll do it from the side if you're a little bit confused, flipping it around. Getting a little bit of a back bend, an opening in your top right shoulder. And then maybe to a little bit of a quad stretch. Whew. Lots of balance, so core engagement here. Take another breath in. Exhale, slowly release your right leg, long. Reach your right arm again overhead. Press the right foot down. Take another breath in here, expanding along the side body. And then exhale, bring your right hand down, bring your right knee down. Coming back into all fours. Take some circles clockwise. And then counterclockwise. And I'm going to switch sides so I'm not facing my back to you. Tuck your toes and bring them to hover. Again, inhale, rock forward, plank. Exhale, hover. Spread your fingers, inhale, rock forward. Your shoulders can be a little bit forward of your wrists. Exhale, knees to hover. Last time through, inhale, lengthen, crown of your head long. Exhale, knees to hover. Inhale, straighten your arms, press back, heels and hips now start to stack. Relax your head. Gaze back between your toes. Take a breath in, start to straighten your legs, but not all the way to straight. We don't want them to lock out. And then from here, draw your left knee in and press your right heel down. Inhale, switch left heel down, right knee in. Exhale, transfer. Again, slowly pedaling out your legs, linking the movement with your breath. And instead of letting the movement come first, see if your inhale can then trigger that transfer of weight. And then the first exhale of breath also triggers that transfer of weight. So you're not moving first, but instead you're breathing first. And that's going to feel a little bit hard. And it's going to really make you focus on your breath. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose. Again, noticing how in an inversion, the exhale is a little bit easier than your inhale. One more. Inhale, press your hands into the mat, lift your hips high. Exhale, slowly bring your right knee down all the way to the mat. Move your right foot behind you off of the mat, and then bring your left foot down so that your knee lines up with the inside of the arch. Spread your toes, press your entire foot down into the mat, and then start to stack your hips over that grounded knee. Inhale, reach your left arm up, and you want to make sure your left arm and your right arm stack. So it's like a T. And the weight of your shoulders and the weight of this lifted hand is transferred down into your grounded right palm. Inhale, start to stretch your arm overhead, getting length now all the way through the left side body. And on your next breath in, see if you can focus your breath into that left lung where you have so much room. Keep reaching with your fingers and imagine as though there was a sandbag grounding down your left foot even more. Relax your neck. Take another breath in and out. And then bring your left palm up just to parallel with the ground. You might have dipped down a little bit more. Press, start to transfer some of the weight more into your knee and your hand, and then begin to lift your left leg up. Press through the ball of your foot, and then imagine from fingertips to lifted toes, you're one straight line hovering over the floor. Take an inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, compress. Feeling the opposites. Inhale. Exhale. Noticing the work of your core to keep you balanced here on your knee and your palm. One more. Inhale. And exhale. And when you lengthen back out, pause, gaze at one spot on the floor that's not moving. Bend your left knee behind you. Reach your left arm overhead, and then back to capture the top of that left foot. If your neck is beginning to get sore, you can always relax your ear down towards your shoulder. And then slowly start to kick your left hand and your left foot into your hand. Can't really kick a hand, maybe. Drawing your quad back behind you, and then feeling an opening on your left shoulder. Breathe into that opening, breathe into that spot. And feeling that left lung inflate maybe a little bit more. Another breath in. And out through the nose. Slowly release. Bring your arm up. And then down, come back to all fours on the mat. From here, tuck your toes. Again, lift up. Now this time straight into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Relax your head. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale all of the air out. Hold on empty. Slowly walk your way forward to a forward fold at the front of your mat. Uttanasana. You can open your feet out a little bit wider than your mat if your quads and your hamstrings are really tight tonight. Or you can keep them hip width distance apart, which if you drop two fists down and let them come right between your big toe mounds, that's a good measurement of hip width distance. Grab opposite elbows, hang, let your head release, and then bring enough bend into your knees so that you can really find that you are bending at the hips and not just rounding in the back. So sometimes that means a little bit more generous than your ego might like. That's okay. We're just starting to get warmed up. Your breath in and a breath out. And inhale. And then exhale, hands come down. And this time, if you're not at hip width distance apart, take that measurement, press your feet down and bend your knees. Inhale, raise your arms up, Uttanasana chair pose. Now you want to press your feet down into the mat and then shift your hips back slightly so that you can see your toes. Start with your arms forward. Draw your shoulder heads back. And then if you have a deep compression in your lumbar spine, so your low back, slightly draw the hips down so that you feel your core turn on. Then with arms back, start to raise your fingertips up. And so this is a really good indicator as to how open your shoulders are. And so you might only get to fingertips raised at a 45 before you start to feel your low back bending versus your arms coming up overhead. And so you be the judge of how high your fingertips go. Bend your knees a little bit more and draw your hips back so the weight moves more into your heels. Again, assess what's going on in your low back. Can you draw your hip points down a little bit more? Engage your core, take a breath in. Exhale, sit down deeper. All right, we're gonna eventually make it to the floor. So we wanna get deep, inhale, exhale, deeper. Whew, feel those quads work. Inhale, exhale, come all the way down. Eventually rolling down onto your back. You can be graceful, you can use your hands to get there and draw your knees into your chest. All right, reach your feet straight up towards the ceiling. And again, if your hamstrings are like, no way I'm getting there tonight, then just bend your knees at a 90-degree bend. Flex your toes back. If your feet are straight, then again, you'll flex your toes and see if you can spread them. Bring your palms down by your side. Press into the mat. Inhale. Exhale. See if you can draw your hips straight up just to hover. So if I took a piece of paper, I could slip it underneath my hips, but I'm not pressing up so high that my feet come more forward. If your knees are bent, it's again just a really small movement, but you feel your entire core turn on. As you inhale, let your hips come down. Exhale, slowly press your feet up. See if you can keep your toes spread. Inhale down. Exhale, lift up. You'll especially feel your lower abdominals, like a seat belt across your low belly. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down and bend your knees. Draw your knees into your chest. And then draw your knees out wide so your thighs come to your ribs. Give yourself a nice little squeeze. Maybe rock a little bit from side to side. Cross your low back. Feel that gentle compression. All right. And then slowly release. Bring your feet back up. Arms out. And then you're going to move them up. So your arms are coming out from your shoulders, perpendicular to your core. Good view of me. Press your feet straight up to the ceiling. And again, you can always take this at the 90-degree bend. Inhale. Exhale. Drop your legs over to the left to hover. About a foot or two off the ground. Keep pressing through that left hand and see if you can keep your right shoulder down, your opposite shoulder. Your next inhale brings you back up to center. And then exhale, drop your feet over to the right side. Keep your feet flexed so your legs are active. And again, you don't want to come all the way down to the ground. Instead, you want your core to keep you up. Inhale, come to center. I call these TikTok abs. Exhale over to the left side. Inhale up. And then exhale over to the right. So continue to move here. Slowly from side to side, just passing through midline, but not pausing at that station. Instead, keep going, letting your legs linger a little bit longer at the far extreme left and right. Keep your fingers spread wide and really press your palm down on the side that your legs are. Take one more journey from side to side. And then again, come back up to center, feet straight up. Breath in here. Exhale, bend your knees and plant your feet down on the mat. You want your heels in line with your hips, hands down by your side, and then press the back of your hands into the mat. So you flip them, thumbs open and out to the side. Inhale, press through your feet to lift your hips up, bridge pose. Setu Bandha, Savasana. As you press through your feet, notice if you started to move the weight more into the outside of your feet, the pinky edge, and instead stomp down a little bit more through your big toe mound. As you inhale, feel the weight of your torso transfer into the very top of your back. Exhale. Feel a heaviness drop into your heels. If you want to, you can take your hands and interlace them at your low back, or keep pressing the back of your hands down. Inhale, lift your hips a little bit higher by pressing through your feet. And then once you get to that peak, see if you can relax your glutes a little bit. So it's your legs doing a little bit more of the work instead of your glutes. Take a breath in. And exhale, hold for one more breath. Deep inhale through your nose, relax your neck, and then exhale, slowly come down. Then drop both knees to one side. Coming into a fetal position, slowly press yourself up. You're gonna come back into all fours. And then move into Dolphin Pose. So start by bringing your forearms down. And then you want your elbows to be underneath your shoulders. So a good grip of your biceps will tell you how close to walking your elbows. And then either palms straight down, fingers spread wide like we've been practicing, or you can interlace your hands and press the pinky edge down. So that'll give you a little bit more support in your shoulders. And if your palms are spread wide, you want your forearms to remain parallel. Roll your elbow tips in towards each other so that they're not splaying out to the side. And then inhale, see if you can expand in your upper back, your thoracic spine. Exhale, let your chest drop down between both of your shoulder blades, like you're drooping between two sticks. Inhale, up. And exhale, down. Inhale, expand in your upper back, press your forearms into the mat, tuck your toes, and then lift your hips up, coming into Dolphin Pose. Keep spreading your fingers, press your forearms down. Inhale. Exhale, press your forearms into the mat and see if you can move your chest a little bit more by your biceps. The crown of your head stays lifted off of the mat and it's just hanging, elongating the back of your neck. Nice. Keep breathing in and out. See if you can lengthen your side body. Feel it hang down from your hips. Take another breath in. Exhale, slowly bring your knees down. This time we're going to keep our knees together. Drop your hips down over your heels. And then bring your hands back for Embryo Pose. Let your forehead Rest on your mat. Let your arms droop by your side. As you take a deep breath in, feel your upper back expand. And as you exhale, feel your body compress down like a little tiny seed. Inhale, breathe in. You feel your lungs pressing into your thighs. Again, expand your upper back, your lower back, your entire back body. And then exhale, drop yourself down into a tiny, dense seat. Last time, inhale. Feeling your shoulder heads almost rock forward as your back expands. And then exhale, down. Bring your hands back under your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Lift up and back, downward facing dog. All right, we're old pros at this shape now. Inhale, lift your left leg high. And exhale, step your left foot forward towards your left thumb. Come up onto your finger pads and lengthen your lunge out, nice and long. Draw your chest forward, draw your gaze forward. And then with your gaze forward, just gently bring your right foot and knee down to the mat. Inhale, sweep both of your arms up. Untitled Low Lunge, old favorite. Draw your chest through, keep reaching your fingertips up, maybe gaze up, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, bring both hands down to the inside of your left leg. So moving into a little bit of hip opening, you can heel toe your left foot out a little bit to the left side. And then flex that foot so your toes drop, your arch gets high. Inhale. Exhale, start to drop your knee out to the side. So nuclear pigeon, this is a fun one. Done it before. You can bring your hands now, palms down to the mat. Keep that foot flexed. Draw your chest forward. Inhale. Exhale, bend your elbows back behind you. Draw your chest forward. So I'll do this back from the side. Inhale, press through your hands. Exhale, elbows draw back behind you like chaturanga arms. So you want your elbows to graze your side ribs. Keep that left foot flexed. Inhale up. And exhale. Inhale. This time as we exhale, we're going to hold at the bottom of our nuclear pigeon. Elbows raising your side ribs, left toes flex. Pull your chest through. Hold here on your exhale. And then inhale, press your arms to straight. Plant your left foot back down. Lift your left arm up and then your right arm up, coming back into Untitled Low Lunge. Right toes, your back toes can be flexed or straight, and then press down or keep your toes flexed. Bring both hands to rest on the top of your front thigh. Inhale, pull your chest through. Lift your gaze. And then exhale, start to shift back. So if you need to, you can pad underneath this back toe by just folding over your mats. Inhale, draw your chest forward. Exhale, press into your front knee, shift your hips back. Gaze drops down to your navel. Inhale, open. And exhale, closed off, drawn in. Inhale, bring your lunge back forward, reach your arms up. And then exhale, plant your right hand down to the inside of your left foot and circle your left arm around, taking a twist, a gentle twist in your lunge. Breathe in here. Exhale, bend your or tuck your back toes under. Slowly lift the back leg up, coming into that revolved lunge, this time high lunge, back knee lifted. Breath in, breath out. Slowly bring your Left hand down. Now frame your front foot. So you've got a lifted back leg. Nice long lunge, and you're going to slowly shift that front leg towards straight, coming into pyramid pose. This is where you might want a block or a water bottle. You can shift that underneath your right palm and bring your left hand onto your left shin. Working that left front leg towards straight, pull your left toes up, and then taking your left hand, you find your left hip crease. So I'll do it opposite. So that crease right in there and pull it back. Feel your left femur head drawing into your left hip. Take a breath in and out. Bring both hands back down. We'll take 2 more breaths here in pyramid pose. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale, ribs expand. Feel them press maybe into that left thigh. And exhale, fold. Then bend your left knee, plant your hands, step straight back into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, step your right foot forward, come into that nice long lunge. Maybe heel toe a little bit forward, come onto your fingertips, and then pressing with that back leg super straight, draw your chest forward, draw your gaze forward. Inhale, stack your knee and your ankle. Exhale, slowly lower your left knee down. Press the top of your left foot down. Inhale, bring both arms up. Untitled Low Lunge. Draw your right knee forward. Feel your hips start to shift forward, opening up that left psoas. Bring your gaze up, or maybe just to where the wall and the ceiling meet. Take a breath in and out. Feel as though your hips are pulling in towards midline, as though there was a line drawn down the long way of your mat. And inhale and exhale. Bring both hands down to the inside of your right foot. Heel toe your right foot out to the right side. Flex your right toes back. And then slowly start to drop that right knee out. So nuclear pigeon. Actually kind of want to draw my left leg back. So that might feel good too. You can just tuck this back toe under and just draw it back. All right, palms down underneath your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, bend your elbows so that they come down by your side ribs. Inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale, lower your chest down, keeping your gaze and your shoulders forward. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale up. This time we're going to hold for 2 breaths at the bottom. Exhale, bend your elbows. Shoulders are hovering over the mat, probably about a foot or so. Keep your right toes flexed so you feel that stretch into the outside of that right glute. Inhale. Hold on the exhale. Then inhale, press towards straight. Plant your right foot back down. Inhale, your right and then your left arm up, coming back into that Koundinyasana low lunge, and then stack both hands on top of your right knee. Draw your chest forward, inhale. Exhale, gaze in towards your navel. Inhale forward, open your chest. Exhale, shift back around. Keep moving with your breath forward, opening your shoulders, and then exhale, curling. So as we get into our arm balance tonight, it's really important to notice whether or not you're opening and broadening your chest when we get into our arms, or whether you're curling up, kind of like that seed pose. And we want to be broad. We want to open up, distribute our weight, find that balance, versus drawing in, gazing into our feet, which will sometimes lead to doing somersaults or folding forward. Exhale back. All right, inhale forward in your Koundinyasana. Again, reach both arms up. And then exhale, plant your left arm down to the inside of your right foot. Sweep your right arm around and then up for a revolved low lunge to start. Keep pressing down through that right foot. Slowly tuck your back toes and then start to lift your back leg up. So coming into a revolved high lunge. Breath in and a breath out. One more inhale. Exhale, draw your arm forward and plant it now to frame your right foot. So you have a nice long lunge. You can always step that back foot in a little bit and then start to shift your hips back by straightening your front leg. And we don't want to lock it out. So keep a gentle bend, peel your right toes back, but press down through the big toe mound. So just behind the actual toe itself. Again, if you need to, you want to, it feels good, bring in a prop, place your left hand, so the inside hand on that prop. And you'll take your right thumb, trace it up your right leg, find that hip crease and draw it back. So you feel your femur head rooting up into your hip socket. Nice, straight, square hips. And then you can bring that hand back down to frame your foot. Or if you're using the prop, it can come to rest on the top of your shin or your ankle. Inhale. And exhale, fold. Inhale in. And exhale, fold. One more time, inhale. And exhale. All right, inhale, bend your front knee. Bring both hands to the inside. And now walk your right foot all the way out to the outside edge of the mat. Both hands are planted. Spin your toes out, your heels in. And then gazing forward, you'll shift forward, coming into Malasana at the front of your mat. So toes out, heels in, walk your hands in. You might need to lift your ankle or your heels up rather. You might need to have your feet really wide. So make some adjustments and then you'll bring your hands together, heart center. Your elbows to the inside of your knees and draw your thumbs to your sternum. Okay, so this is, again, where we're going to tap into what it feels like to round. So round in your Malasana, it feels very closed off, like your spine is almost like a stegosaurus, and it's sticking out behind you. All right, now press your palms together, press your elbows into your knees, feel your knees open out wide, and draw your chest forward. And you start to feel your spine straightening, your core, so your bottom core, your navel, your diaphragm, your heart, and then the palatal plane, so all the way up your spine start to align. All right, again, droop chin in towards chest, let your palms come forward, feel your knees even knock in. And there's still some stretch, some opening in this pose, but there's not a lot of strength, not a lot of integration. All right, so now start to, again, press palms in towards each other. Draw your knees out wide, stack your spine. Feel your feet press down. Feel your hand pushing into the opposite and feel your spine start to lengthen. All right, now we're going to bring our hands down and begin to transition this into Bakasana, crow pose. So toes will come a little bit more forward than Malasana. Lift your heels up and plant your hands down in front of you. Now, if you need to take a break off of your ankles or your knees, feel free to take a knee, rest, and just watch, and I'll demonstrate going into Bakasana, and then we'll do it a second time together. And if you're an old pro at this, do it twice, or maybe hold the whole time. All right, so you're planting your hands shoulder width distance apart. It can be a little bit wider. Spread your palms, lift your heels, lift your hips, and then take those knees, draw them forward so they tap your elbows, or right above your elbows, as high up as they can go, as though they could go into your armpits. Then take them just a little bit wide and squeeze in so you feel that muscle of your tricep drawing in behind your arm bone. Rock forward. And then here, you can feel the seed-like pose, gazing back towards your feet, and then lengthening your chest out. Inhale. Exhale, draw in. Inhale, lengthen. Now keep that lengthening, the gaze forward. Start to rock off of your toes, maybe bringing one or another toe up, squeezing your knees in, balancing on your triceps. Then eventually bringing the insoles of your feet to touch. All right. So come on down, or if you're gonna keep going through that, you can hold for 5 or 10 breaths. So again, I want to just demonstrate. So this is like a crow pose where I'm looking back at my toes. You can see that my head is tucked. It's really easy to just roll over into a somersault in that pose. You're really curled in. You've got your navel drawing in, but it's really hard to find your balance because everything is so drawn in. So if you get into Bakasana and you see that you're looking at your thumbs, shift your gaze forward. Lengthen out your spine. Keep drawing your navel in. Like Malasana, use your feet to press into the opposite and then find length, find integration from that. Find your strength. So moving into it one more time. And if you've already done it twice, you get a bonus third time. Palms plant, fingers spread wide, elbows in, knees behind, and capturing some of your triceps. Gaze forward. Lift one toe or the other. And then breathe. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last time, inhale, exhale, come down. Bring your knees down to the mat and walk them back. Big toes together to touch. Shift your hips back. Find a nice long child's pose, forehead down. Take a breath in and a breath out. Keep pressing your palms into the mat. Then inhale, lift your gaze to your thumbs. Start to shift your hips forward. Maybe lift your toes up, keeping your big toes together to touch. Pull your chest through your arms. Let your hips come down. Open the front body. Inhale. Exhale, let your feet come down. Start to lift your hips, shift them back over your heels. Child's pose, knees wide. Take a breath in and a breath out. And then inhale, come forward. Drop your hips down. Keep pressing your big toes together. Touch. You can bring a gentle bend into your elbow and draw your chest forward. All right. And then come back. Walk your hands back, toes touch, and then draw your knees in towards hip width distance apart. Find all fours. Sway again, your hips in one direction, rotating, feeling your hips, socket, and femur head connection. And then shift directions. All right. Pause, press your palms into the mat, hips back over your heels, And then slowly lift up into your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, step your left foot forward. This time, keep your right knee lifted. Inhale, bring both of your arms up. High lunge. Exhale, see if you can shift your front knee forward. Another inhale. Exhale, plant both hands down to the inside of your left leg. You can walk that left foot out a little bit to the left side. Press your palms down into the mat and draw your chest forward. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, start to straighten your left leg. If you are using a prop, you're going to bring it to the inside of your left foot because your left foot is a little bit out to the side. And plant both hands on that, coming into your really wide, long pyramid pose. If you're not using a block, then your hands can come to the inside. And then take again that left thumb, draw it back. Start to breathe into your left hamstring. Feeling that sensation of this deep stretch there. Curl your left toes up, and press your left big toe mound down. Again, keep a gentle bend in your left knee. One more time, inhale. And then exhale, slowly bend your left leg. All right, from here, keeping your right leg super straight, you're gonna take your left hand, that inside hand, and bring it behind your left foot. So shift it back, and then behind, actually, the heel. So it's a little bit out to the side. Now draw your right hand back in line with it. So it's like your left foot is out in front of you. It's like getting away from you. Start to draw your chest forward and then back. Inhale forward and exhale back. One more time, inhale forward and exhale back. Then walk your hands back forward. Step back with your left leg. Find Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. One more time, inhale and exhale. Then inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, step your right foot forward by your right thumb. Keep your left knee lifted. Stack your right knee, right ankle, and inhale, sweep both arms up. Take a breath in, then exhale, lower your hips down, draw your right knee forward. Again, inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, plant both hands down to the inside of your right foot and shift that right foot out a little bit to the right side. Reach your chest forward. Take an inhale and exhale, shift back. Inhale forward and then exhale, shift back. Put your palms down, inhale forward and then exhale back. Start to straighten that right leg. Again, pull in the prop underneath both hands or keep your hands planted. Curl your right toes off the mat, ground your right foot down, and then take your right hand, draw it up your leg, and pull your right femur head back. Maybe even move your hand to your sacrum, find a nice square hips. So right hip moving back, left hip moving forward. Bring both hands down, finding your nice long pyramid. Inhale and exhale, really breathing into your right hamstring, breath in and breath out. Last time, inhale And exhale. Then shift forward, bend your front knee, plant both hands down. So your right shoulder and your right knee are matching, and then bring your right hand back. Slip it behind your right foot. Then slowly start to shift your left hand back. So it's like your right foot is full out in front of you. Inhale, rock forward, and then exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Last time, inhale forward, and then exhale back. Inhale forward, plant both hands. Lift your right leg up, step back into downward facing dog. Your breath in and a breath out. So we come down to your knees, and I'm going to demonstrate really quickly how we're going to take that big lunge forward and transition into an arm balance. So you don't have to lift the back foot up. We've gotten a lot of strengthening into our hamstrings. You can still feel that without moving all the way into the arm balance. And so what we're going to do is starting with the left leg lifted up, and we're going to step it outside wide out of our left hand. Then you're going to take your left hand, transition it back underneath you, begin to rock your weight forward. All right, from there, I'm going to start to maybe straighten your left foot. So, let's see, it's hard to demonstrate it there. I'm coming off the mat. Straightening your left foot, hovering off the mat, and maybe rocking forward. So, you don't have to get all the way off the mat. Instead, maybe you just rock forward and start to walk that leg forward, using your right or left forearm almost like a brace underneath your hamstring. So it's almost like a really long lunge, kind of almost like Hanuman, full splits. You are going to rock forward into the arm balance, then it's important to use this back elbow kind of brace into your side body. Okay, so we're going to try it all together. Lengthen up into downward facing dog. Take a breath in and out. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, step your left foot wide of your left hand. Your breath in here and out. Then take your left hand, shift it back and behind your left foot and as high up on your leg as you can, almost as though you could wear your leg like a backpack, right? So over your shoulder, the higher up you get it, the less work you have to use in that quad to keep it lifted. All right, so left leg is our backpack. And then your left hand might even go a little bit farther out to the left side of your mat. Now, as you come forward, feel the weight of your hamstring on your left tricep. And maybe you stay here, just keeping even the right knee down. This is a stretch. If you'd like to move forward, start to walk your left foot forward. Straighten it out, hover, and then maybe your right leg hovers. Slowly come back down. You can try that a couple times, especially if the leg slipped off. Just draw that backpack back on your left shoulder, left leg forward, teeter-totter, and then come back. So a lot of work on that left side body, the left core. Like I actually almost feel like a pinching in the left side of my core. Then bring your hands back out. Step back, Uttanasana, and step out wide on your mat. Bend your knees, press your chest back, Take a wide leg down dog. Maybe this time you can find your heels actually touching the ground. Bend and straighten. All right, and then walk your feet back in, hip width distance apart. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, step your right foot forward outside of your right foot. Transition forward. So shoulders over your palms, and then take your right hand behind your right foot. You can start to work your right shoulder underneath your right knee. So you get it as high up there as you can, like a backpack. Palms down, and then start to move forward. So you feel the weight of your hamstring on your right tricep. And again, maybe you stay there. Feeling even just lifting that back leg up. You want to try that teeter-totter of weight. Again, expanding in the chest. Start to walk your right foot forward, maybe hover, and then lift your back leg up. Whew. And your right extended front leg, you might hover just a little bit over the mat. Or it's probably out to the side a little bit, off of your mat. But it's a really long, flat, extended arm balance. So again, if you want to try it again, bend your right knee, work that right leg over your right shoulder like a hamstring, or like a backpack, a hamstring backpack. Transition forward, start to heel toe that right foot out. Bend your left elbow into the side. Chest is long and hovering. When you're done, bring your right hand out, left hand out, tuck your left toes, and step back. Slowly rock forward into a plank and lower all the way down to your belly. Press your hands into the mat. Plant your forearms down. A little bit wider than shoulder width distance. Grip down into the mat and pull your chest forward. Feel your belly rest down on the mat. Press your feet down. Inhale, lift your chest. Lift your chin to parallel with the floor. Another full breath. You're in Sphinx pose. And then let your elbow tips come out wide. Stack your palm, and we'll take a belly face down Shavasana, using the back of our hands like a pillow. Rest your forehead onto the back of your hands. Feel your belly expand into the mat as you breathe in. And feel your belly relax into the mat as you exhale. Inhale, feeling that integration, that gentle lift. And exhale, feeling yourself dissolve. One more time, deep breath in. And deep breath out. And as you inhale, slowly start to draw your elbow tips in, roll onto one side, and make your way into a fetal position. Taking a pause, feeling your breath, feeling how that breath in shapes and manipulates and moves into your physical body. And slowly press yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Knees bent, or maybe in thunderbolt pose with your thighs over your heels.
Bring your hands together to heart center. Let your thumbs rest on your sternum. Press each finger pad into the opposite. Press your thumbs into your sternum and see how that integration can start to stack your spine, lift your chest. Feel that strength. Inhale. Gentle rise behind your thumbs, and then exhale. As you inhale, draw your thumbs to your third eye center. Be curious, follow your bliss. Namaste.